What's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that way you get to know when I post all of my TeaTalks. Welcome to our new subscribers. Make them feel at home. If you're interested in book club, all of that information is down below, as well as Stream Academy. All that info is down below as well. I hope everyone is doing good, swell, well, all that good stuff. I'm loving the fact that the weather is starting to lighten up a bit, because let me tell you something, them hot ass mornings, like I live in Nevada when I know damn well I live in North Carolina. Jesus. And my AC bill definitely needs a damn break, and so do my wallet. But that's not the problem. That's not what we're here to talk about. As a matter of fact, it is, but it's not your problem. Anyhow, go ahead, get your water, get your wine, get your coffee, get whatever it is that you sipping on, get it and bring it close. Now, I'm the only person that can drink coffee extra hot, and it like it's Kool-Aid. So look, we need to have a tea talk, right? We need to have a tea talk. And this tea talk, it may upset the baby boomers, but as a millennial, I don't care. Because if you really listen to the context of what I'm going to say, they're really for you. They're going to be on point with it. I mean, let's talk about it and see what happens. Let's talk about it and see what happens, okay? So this tea talk, we definitely need to talk about realizing changes, right? We need to talk about realizing changes, and realizing changes that though it may not have felt like it was something you would be comfortable with, it is a change that needed to happen in order for you to actually see a difference, okay? Because when we change, we see a difference. When we change, we are different, all right? So we need to have a conversation about that. But the way and how I want to have this conversation, this story is brought to you by my true life, all right? So, so check this out, all right? So this tea talk, so pretty much late November last year, which was 2022, and late last year, 2022 to January 2023, all right, went ahead and sold my house. Now, the thing about selling my house is that it had to be done, but at the same time, it was done because it was just time for me to move on, right? And so I felt that, I did that, and then I was in a place where God, well, what happens now? Because I move accordingly. And so he placed me somewhere else, but come to find out, red flags, it wasn't the best place for me. So I went ahead and moved again. Now, mind you, I'm on a teacher salary with a student loan budget, okay? Say less, all right? So, just because I look good don't mean I don't find bargains. So, you're talking about someone who just moved at the top of the year, and then 3 months later, they move again. Now, I didn't know where I was going to get the money from, but Lord, my Sky Father always make a way. So then I finally moved. And then I moved to a place where it was the complete opposite of where I was for the first 3 months. And it kind of resembled where I was when I was in my house, right? And so everyone knows how I am about my child, my pet child. So there were certain things about my first place that I chose I didn't care for or I didn't know about. That's the thing about renting. It's like people will tell you a lot. They'll tell you a lot and then they won't tell you at all. It's a catch-22. And so I was in one of those catch-22 situations. So, I told my son, look, if what I want to do for the next house isn't ready for us yet, what I refuse to do is keep my child in circumstances and conditions that he's not equipped for it. He's not used to. Okay, so if my son's used to being in AC, I'm not going to put him in a place where there's no AC. He's not used to that, right? I'm not going to put him in a place where, I feel like he'd be more in danger than he be able to enjoy life. As a parent, these are things that you worry about and that are top of the list for you, right? At the same time of them being at the top of the list for your child, they are, believe it or not, like low key on the top of the list for yourself. So follow me. So I left the house, left the first place, got to the second place. All right. So immediately I just, like, when I saw the place, I just, like, just soon as I walked in, it was like tons of natural light, right? And my old place, I didn't have a lot of natural light. Like, it had a duplex vibe to it, which is what sold me on it, regardless of the surroundings. It was the duplex type thing that I loved. And so I was eager to get into that place. But then once I got into that place, just as dark and gloomy as it was, that was the energy between the neighbors, between the people. I mean, there was just like literally no time where I was able to feel as good as I look. So I told my pet son, I was just like, nah, things gotta shake, right? Things gotta shake. So then we moved to where we are now. Not here, but where I'm at now, at my place. And so as soon as I walked in, it was so much natural lighting. Like, it just seemed so bright. It just seemed so, like, when you got a lot of natural lighting in your house, it's just almost like, for me, it's like God is just shining a light down on my resilience. And so he doesn't want me to hide that. And so I love the natural lighting. I loved how big this space was. I loved a lot of things about the place where I am at now. And it brings us to today's TeaTalk. All right. It's one thing for you to break generational curses. Let that sink in. You have to also see those curses being broken as upgrades. As upgrades. Let me tell you why. Me and my son, I'm in the midst of doing my retirement plan, right? And my retirement plan really has a lot to do with therapy and mental health. Mental health awareness, advocacy, you name it. So my biggest thing was, I knew I wanted to raise my pet son in that house because I wanted him to grow up in the suburbs. I wanted him to be able to have that lifestyle where we were stationary for a while. As a matter of fact, we were stationary for almost 5 years in that house. And so I wanted him to be able to have a full childhood. Now, my child was on 4 legs. Fuck what you talking. Yours can be on 2. They can be on 4. Hell, they can be on 3. It is what it is. All right. But for me, my pet child, that is my child. And so he was able to go out and do all the little things little cats and shit do. But then when it was time for us to pack up and move on, it was just certain things I wasn't going for my child. Like, what? My son is used to AC. He is not going to be in a house where there is no AC. Like, I don't care how I got to break the bank, rob the bank. We're moving. And so we moved to where we're at now, like I said. And it's just so much natural lighting. And he has more than enough window space to sit in the windows. He has AC. You know, he's in a place where I feel he is secure, because that's my heart. That's my baby. And so I I had to look at certain things. So this is where that TeaTalk comes from. I had to look at certain things, right? And I had to take a good hard look around and analyze and realize the simple things. The simple things, okay? Like I said, I'm in the midst of a retirement plan. So I want a bigger house than what I had. So in order for that to, come into fruition, guess what? Mama got to finish school, which means she got to also pay loans. And, everything I do is already private practice, but doing counseling and therapy, I have bigger plans of what to do with that as far as counseling for teens and just having a safe place for people where they know their mental health, when they come to me, they're going to leave feeling light as feathers, because not only did I go to school for it, but I have a burning desire to help people. No matter how dirty they may be to me, I've not let the world corrupt me to a place where I can't see where my good intentions can't help save someone. I mean, I've been in those situations where I wanted to delete myself, and I felt by myself, and I felt alone. And a lot of what got me through that had something to do with reading. It had something to do with just those outlets that I love, education and creativity and art and things like that. And so it kept me around this long. So I want to put it back out there so someone else can understand that their existence matters too. And so for me to scale back, to put my passion and my purpose on the front burner and use it, that's a huge upgrade from me not knowing what I wanted to do at one point. I mean, literally, I knew I wanted to start certain practices and certain businesses back in 2010, 2014. And I remember saying, well, God, I don't know how that's going to work out if I don't have what I think I need to do it. So it's like I'm stuck with this idea that it's going to be shelved until further notice. And here we are now in 2023. So it's been almost 10-11 years that I've been actually growing this business, Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Not everything happens overnight, but it does take steps. And a wise investor once told me enough small fishes would equal a can of sardines. So this is what I had to look at, all right? In my old spot, even though I love paper blinds because they the easiest thing for me to put up, I cannot stand putting up real blinds. It's just, I'm a one-woman thing. I don't feel like doing it. Take that seal off, throw them bitches up there, and let them hang. But in my new place, I have actual blinds. Like, I found that to be an upgrade, right? I got central AC and heat again. I had that at my house, but I didn't have it at the first place. You know what I'm saying? The first place that we had before we moved again, it had very limited space. It was dark. It was dusty. It was always spiders and shit everywhere. And I won't equip for that. My son had fun stumping them out, but I ain't have fun running to another room to get the hell away from them. Because truth be told, I can have hands all day. But you know what? If I see a spider on the wall, he can have that whole room. And I will leave my son in there just so y'all can have big fun. But it better be dead by the time I come back in here. So we had to look at that. We had to look at the fact of my first place. Yo, it did not have appliances. Like, they told me that last minute when literally, like, I really needed a place. And my time of getting things done was dwindling down. So, I had to use my deep freezer as my refrigerator. And the crazy thing about that is because since I don't eat a lot of things anymore, it really wasn't no need for me to have a refrigerator anyway. So like it wasn't a problem, but I just missed the fact that I'm used to having one. You feel me? Like you don't know what you appreciate until it's not there, right? So when I got the place where I got now, child, I cooked for a whole 2-3 weeks straight. I ain't lying. I knew I had gained at least a good 10 pounds just off of the fact that I was cooking and baking everything I keep my damn hands on. As much as I wanted biscuits and I wanted, sausages and gravy and meatloaves and all this other type of stuff, air fryers was great. That was my safe haven right there on top of like my, what's it called? My catering stuff. So I was able to suffice. The upgrade was for me to actually get the stove, to get all the appliances in the kitchen at my new spot. That's what had me be like, oh, it's the simple things. Like that's a whole upgrade for me. For me to actually be able to have my peace and some space again, that was an upgrade. Not all upgrades are going to be big for other people to see, for them to like be like, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, you going good, you ain't fall off. There's going to be a lot of upgrades in life dealing with ceasing generational curses that a lot of people won't see. The thing they will see though is the glow of you being happy, the glow of you overcoming, because there is a glow once you've overcome some shit. Okay, and that's because guess what, those clouds have went by and there's suddenly a spiritual peace about you, because it's not something that's heavy on your mind. It's not a heavy concern anymore. And so I had to really look at certain things like, okay, well look, when I was in my first house, I was already thinking about my second house. When I was thinking about my second house, while I was in my first house, I didn't think about the age as to when I wanted, how I wanted, etc. So for me to go back to school and do this and do that, it really put in perspective the pretty much like the method of what I've been doing when it comes to like learning and accomplishing things, right? Because when I had first went to school for my arts degree, I didn't live in the best area, but it was convenient for me because it was close to where I needed to be and how fast I needed to get there. That goes for work and for school. I have a likable personality and I do like to mind my business. So I wasn't in the way. That's my thing. I wasn't in the way, but I got shit done, and I got shit done the way I felt I could handle it, in order for me to rightfully say, yeah, I did that shit. I did that shit on my own. That for me is breaking a generational curse, because that's a Patreon conversation. So it's almost like I'm doing the same practice again. It's like, look, you want that 6-figure house, you want that 7-bedroom house. Because yes, I need room for my son. My son need to have his own room at this point. And then secondly, I need an office. I need a nice room. And I want a mixed media room, like for like books and records and stuff. So yes, I want a nice house. And so for a nice house like that, guess what? You can't bounce from one small house to one big house, because the mortgage is going to be completely different. So what I end up doing was I said, okay, well, guess what? Student loans is about to come back. I know I'm going to have to deal with that unless I go back to school. But even with me going back to school, everything I went to school for up until this point has paid for itself. The car, the house, the businesses, all of that. So I said, okay, if I want a house that's like this, let's be realistic about what my mortgage is going to be. All right, I won't be a first-time home buyer, so I know I'm going to end up paying more, and I'll probably end up paying more anyway, only because I don't want my mortgage to be really big. So I know it's going to be a bit bigger than what I pay in rent, but I do know that I don't want it to be so much so I got to damn near draw plasma to pay it. Feel me? There's no point in getting something that big if you can't pay for it. So I'm doing the same practice of what I did when I went to school for my first degree, my first 2 degrees. And so I know with breaking curses, generational curses, at least for me, this seems to be a practice that has helped me. It keeps my thought process open for opportunities, and it keeps my anxiety down as well, because we all know how hard it is for you to, go to work and um, go to school. I mean, and that's just going to work and going to school. For me, we talking about I got 3, 4 operating businesses, and then I'm trying to go back to school, and I'm going to 2 schools at one time, and I'm running 4 businesses. You feel me? So all of that is breaking generational curses for me. Like, that's the upgrade to my life. It's because I know what I wanted to do, and life didn't tell me I couldn't do it. So when we think about things as far as our upgrades in life is concerned, we need to think about the not only what we accomplish, but embrace the joy and the feeling of knowing that you did it. Okay? Think about generational curses. They don't give you accolades. They don't give you encouragement. They're not cheerleaders in the most healthiest way. They're the complete opposite. So when you upgrade from paper blinds and shades to real blinds, when you go from no AC to having AC, hell, even if you go from AC to no AC and bounce back to AC, be proud of yourself. All right? You went to school yesterday, okay? Go to school tomorrow. Okay, keep going. As long as you keep going, you'll learn something. As long as you learn something, you'll pass. And once you pass, you move forward to doing something else. Like, everything has a domino effect. Generational curse, bad, good, and all. It's up to you, though, as to how you want to go ahead and cut that cord and be your own person. Not all upgrades in life is going to come to you where everybody, like I said, everybody can see your flex. Sometimes the flex that you are supposed to have is not for everybody else to see. Your flex can be your biggest weapon. People can sit here and look at you with holy overalls on, holy clothes, holy drawers, shoes that's waving to you up underneath them and everything. But you go home and you got peace. That's one. That's a generational curse. That's an upgrade right there. 2, in the words of my daddy, just because someone dresses as if like they're a farmer does not mean they're not a millionaire. So with that being said, you can say whatever you want, but the moment I have a dinner party and invite your ass, I don't want to hear nothing about, well, why you walking around looking how you looking? Because guess what? I don't have to prove shit to nobody. I can dress up, I can dress down, I can take it off, I can do what I want to do. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. The curse I broke was a curse that's between me and my higher power. It ain't got nothing to do with a vertical situation with me and you. All right? So that's what I have for upgrades. So y'all tell me, like, what's y'all generational curses? And how did y'all haul off and break them? I mean, I love hearing persistent life stories. I love hearing how people keep going even though things seem to get tough. And you also got to remember, sometimes things get tougher than normal. It's because you're hard as fuck. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I used to always tell people, like, look, if the devil got to come and beat you 6 ways from Sunday, you a bad motherfucker in the spirit. You a bad motherfucker in the spirit. You want your high priestess, your hierophant, your emperor, your empress. Like, you a bad SOB, okay? You need to get you a Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt and wear your boots and call it a day. Because that speaks volumes of, like, the relationship that you have with yourself. And as far as you believing in yourself to see upgrades, I just answered your question. You achieve upgrades in life when you believe in yourself and you stay on your path and you stay persistent. Being persistent breeds resilience. All right, and with resilience, there's an interesting strand of joy that comes from being able to stick your chest out and say, yeah, I did that. I did that. Now, like I said, baby boomers, they may not like this because guess what? A lot of baby boomers, they may feel as if like you should be up underneath how they want you to feel, how they want you to move. Trust me, I know. My dad, I know. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you respect yourself enough to know that everybody else's life is not your life. And there's certain things in your life that could and can stand to be curses. You're going to upgrade where they're no longer that. If anything, they're going to be kind of like that opponent in the ring with you that you're going to beat the shit out of. They don't know it just yet. But your coach is God. So when you get back to that corner and he be like, you know what I'm saying, you got to move around, keep your hands up. All right. That means, look, don't let shit get to you and keep your faith, because those are going to be the things that help you understand that anything is possible to be an upgrade. Hell, you just being able to get up in the morning and put clothes on, knowing that you're always a depressed person, is an upgrade. Trust me when I tell you, that's an upgrade. When you get to a point in time where you feel like, oh, today is bad, but then the next day you wake up, you put clothes on. We always talk about this. You put clothes on, you go right back out there. That's hidden faith. That takes some type of confidence to know, like, today and yesterday ain't the same days. Period. So, you know, yeah. Upgrades can happen at any time. It's just all up to you as to like what you want to change, what you want to upgrade. No one's going to know but you. And no one's going to be able to help with that, to accomplish those things but you. Okay? So, y'all tell me what's upgrades in y'all life. Y'all tell me. Because even peace, just you leaving noisy ass people alone and just being to yourself, for yourself, by yourself, that's an upgrade. Because I've never known for noise to bring me peace. So, y'all tell me what y'all think. I will see you all later in the Warrior community for book club tonight. I will be posting that. And if you have any inquiries about Dream Academy, all of that information is down below as well. Be sure that you like and subscribe to my secondary channel, Stella Bistro Foods. And outside of that, I will talk to you all later. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. By all means, be safe. And it is September, so guess what? In the good old 3 weeks, it's gonna be fall. It's hoodie season. So we do have some merch coming later on this month, early next month. So just be on the lookout for the cookout. You dig? Outside of that, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.